I was had a dream last night where I'm going fishing, right? And the tide ends up going so far in, like way, way, way in, that I can get out of the boat, and I'm looking around and I see all these crystals on the ground. And I see these crystals, and I mean, I'm seeing angel light and tourmaline and um, serpentine, rose quartz. I'm seeing all of these crystals, big, small, medium, and I'm just grabbing all of them out of the ocean. So excited! I was like, "Oh my gosh, I haven't seen this stone in a long time," you know. And so I'm grabbing all of the crystals, and I grab one that looks like a fossil. And so, I'm getting it. I'm so excited. It gets dark, so I have to stop getting the crystals. And then the water is starting to recede, come in a little bit, making the water a little muddy. So after done getting all of them, I gather all my trophies and I take them into the house, into my room. And there's this African lady who's braiding my hair. She's like, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "Yeah, thank you." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm ready." And then I was like, "But I want to show you my crystals first I got out of the ocean." And I'm looking through the crystals and I see one that looks like the fossil, and I was like, "Look!" And then it started moving like it had a tail. It was like it was a horseshoe crab, not a fossil. And the horseshoe crab was moving and stuff. I was like, "Ah! It's moving!" I was like, "Somebody help me. Put it in the bag so we can put it back in the ocean." And I was just freaking out over um the horseshoe crab. I was like, "It can kill you." Being so dramatic with it. I was like, "It can kill you." I was thinking about that animal that when Steve Irwin got stabbed in the chest with the manta ray or whatever. I was thinking more about that one, but it was shaped like the horseshoe crab, and it was like ancient looking, and I was just like, "Bah!" Um, and I can interpret this a tiny bit. Um, about how guarded I am with my shit. Like I'm very guarded with communicating with people, because I'm like, people have always fucked me over, made me, out to be something I'm not. No. Made me out to be something that I'm not, and, basically belittled my intuition. Uh, and I let them, I let people bully me. So, like, the horseshoe crab, I think he's in the shell, he's focusing on his own little world. He not worry about what other people are doing until somebody pick his ass up and think about the ocean. So I dedicate. I think it's more of a Yemaya dream, a dream of Yemaya trying to send me something, because that's the only thing I do want to talk about is crystals. Like, I love crystals so much. Like, I almost went live yesterday to share my wisdom on crystals and how they can be used, and how they could be balanced. Because I saw a guy on my live. He had really strong crystals. Like, it was very warrior minded crystals. And I was thinking, I was like, what if he balances that masculine, and pass some of that masculine energy inside of the crystal over to the feminine. So I told him, if he goes into the sun and rotates the crystals 10 times, just like a clock, he rotated 10 times, the left way though, the right hemisphere of the particles, because when I think of the crystals, I think 10 and 10. and 1 in the middle, so +1. So you can always maneuver energy to either side of the 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 stone. You can move it, and it creates like a bank on each side. But when you learn how to separate the feminine and masculine energy within the crystal, you have the flower of life in the middle that can be created. Um, and I've tinkered around with crystals for a long lifetimes. And yesterday, another thing that happened was I had so much intense channeling with Osiris. So much intense channelings with Osiris. So many. Like, it was intense. And a lot of what I feared with this connection, with the Osiris version of me, is like, I can't close the door on that shit. Like, there's no fucking way that I could close the door on Osiris. There's no way. However, I could separate, like those crystals. I could separate the energies to say, okay, well, these decisions have been made here on this path. This is the path that you're going. I don't see the intersection between the two paths. My path is different than your path. I always say this one. I always say this one riddle. It's there are, there's one path that you could go on, or there's many paths. And then what point would these paths intersect? I said it differently, but bear with me. I'm downloading a bunch of stuff. So I get to the point where I'm just like, it's not about the yearning for the other person, like yearning for this energy. Because a lot of our energy with Osiris and Isis energy is based within passion, is based in it's like a flashing of images of past lives that happen every time, like I'm like put my arm near him, accidentally touch him, or anything like that. Like billions of memories just pop up and I have to download them. So hold on. So it gets to this point where I'm like, okay, well, I respect him so fucking much. Like, I respect him so fucking much. The Osiris energy that has been placed within my hemispheres. I respect him so much that I just want to see him happy. I don't want to make the Osiris energy's life harder than it already is, because that decision is a big decision. We came here again to learn the karmic lesson of losing ourselves within the connection that we have, willing to sacrifice everything and everybody to have that energy. People don't really get how intense that energy can be when you are willing to sacrifice everything, no matter who fucking feelings, to have the energy, And there's many a times where I remembered, like, not doing anything for the humanity, for the public, and drowning in this energy, like, for days, for nights, never leaving the energy in our own little fucking world, in our own little bubble, like looking in a mirror, because there's only, not many people can swim through this, not many people can swim through the subconscious mind that I have. My subconscious mind is dangerous, to say the least. It's very dangerous. And, you know, he just swims effortlessly through fucking ether, through subconscious, and finds me every fucking time. Every fucking time. So I finally had to be like, okay, well, let's do this, right? We got a spiritual connection. We got a spiritual, marriage and a spiritual lineage. Let's create stuff above, Let's just make it like that, where the spirit is the conduit and the conductor, but on the physical level, let's do it where we just separate, go our separate ways, and do our own thing. Like, you got a lot to live for. You got a lot that you set up for you. The last thing I want to do is see you unhappy, to see that's the energy unhappy, because an unhappy Osiris strikes fear in everybody, including me, including my ass. But Osiris energy is heart. It's the masculine form of the Isis energy. So imagine all the power Isis got, Osiris got, but he mad. you know? So it's like, number one, if we just like separate the two, because in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, at some point, our paths are going to cross again, and we about to make it like it was on heaven, on earth, That's what we going to do. And then, it gets down a path where you're just like, shit, man, look, he's happy. He's thriving. Look at the smile. Look at this. Like, this is good. This makes me so fucking happy. Like, that gives me happiness to just, like, look and see. Damn. Everything that he wanted is being fulfilled, And what I could do from my perspective is just passing the energy for him to continue. For him to continue to do what he needs to do. To continue what he needs to do. So, yeah, that is it's sad. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's sad. However, it's relieving, and it knocks all the stress off of me, and it just like alleviates all of the like problems, It just like moves me back into the spiritual, where I'm just gonna keep that energy up there, And as for down here, I'm gonna channel all of that energy that I've been, towards him, towards the Osiris energy in my life. And I'm going to use that energy to create things. Whether it be in heaven, creating up there to bring it down here, or whether it be maneuvering, through time, through musical transactions, Whenever I'm listening to music, I'm always like, passing it over. So, I'm awfully proud of myself for getting to this decision, because nigga, in a past life, I would destroy every fucking thing to get what I want. Every fucking thing, every fucking body. It don't even matter how many fucking lives I have. I would have destroyed for him. I would have killed, murdered, slaughtered to have that energy, our energies being sewn back together. And then I realized, why I gotta fight to have something that's already mine? Why do I have to fight to have something that's already mine? So all I know is that, you know, at the end of this lifetime, when I go back to where I'm from, he better be there. Cause that's the spirit is what matters. This physical shit don't matter. This physical shit don't matter. My love for Osiris transcends boundaries. It transcends obstacles. It moves energy. It don't. Man, I wish I could tell y'all the real fucking shit that happens. But I've been in a point where I've been talking too much about some really intense energy, and I move energy when I talk too much. You know, sometimes I can manifest, sometimes I can move. Angel, no. So I ultimately, you know, I ultimately am here for the memories that I had with Osiris. Like they're always replaying in my head. However, I'm moving this energy to a different cycle and rewriting a different story, you know. And I always talk about maybe next lifetime, maybe next lifetime, we can get this shit together. Maybe next lifetime. I ain't coming back to this. I talked to my Baba. I talked to the creator. I talked to the earth. I was like, put me in the ocean. I want to go back to the ocean. I want to go back to the ocean and become ether, become pure consciousness. I do not want to come back here and do this shit again. I was like, grant me this release. My prison sentence is over. Because I figured this shit out. I figured mad shit out. So I shouldn't have to redo this journey. I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to redo this journey. Let's go eat food. Come on. Bring your iPad. We go put some clothes on. So, when I finally get to sit down and like talk to him, I want to like have a clear understanding of where we stand and where I stand with him, because people be thinking these stories are fake. Last night I wrote about Jack and Jill. True story. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came to him after. True story. Romeo and Juliet. True story. Isis on Osiris. True story. Everybody just has to put themselves within that story and see themselves on a different light. See their stories on a different light. So, yeah, that Osiris energy was heavy last night. Heavy. I was like, I'm not closing the door. Like, let's look at it from a different perspective. We're not stopping the connection. We're rechanneling the energy of the connection to be more forward, straightforward. Like, we understand you got a past life with this person. You understand that, you got it. There's no need to sink more deeper into that. You understand that. So you take what your life is and you start channeling forward to the future instead of always looking over to the other person. Is you coming? Is you coming? Is it time? Is it time? Say fuck that and keep moving forward in your own trajectory. Don't forget your family. Family is very important. You chose to have children with this person, with this karmic, you know. You chose to have all of this energy separate from the connection because of impatience. So therefore, we live with our decisions. We humble ourselves in front of the decisions. And we just take it to the next level. You just take it to the next level. Because Isis and Osiris energy after that bond, because you also have Horus energy. Isis and Osiris has a son, S-U-N, and that energy continues to keep them connected no matter what. So you have spiritual family and you have a physical family, right? Isis births every single Ori on earth. Isis births every single Ori destiny on earth. Because she's channeling with her father, Obatala, to best play the chess game with souls. So when you got Osiris, you know, so another thing I'm going to tell y'all, the hardest Ori to birth is Obatala. The hardest Ori to rebirth is Osiris. That shit hurt. His Ori is like fucking huge, you know? He has a big destiny. He's supposed to do a lot of shit for the collective, for people, for humanity, you know? And so you have to look. I'm not even going to go over that one. I can't do that. That goes too deep into the anatomy. So, anyway, I just think the energy of Osiris, and that could be the collective Osiris energy, because that's a thing. Collective Osiris energy are all of the what is it called? Like Masons and a lot of these like very like strong personalities that are here to protect the earth and to protect the feminines. Or it could be the individual Osiris energy between each story. You know, my crime most of my life has been involved in infidelity. That's what happened to me a lot of my lifetimes is. See, but the thing is, and I'm not going to justify infidelity. I'm not going to justify that shit. Because I don't believe that you should break a oath that you said you were going to do. I don't think you should break it. However, the spirit plays on a different rule. They play on different rule banks. Here you go, chicken. Okay. Just a little snack. Okay, where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, it's right here. Yeah. The spirit don't have no boundaries. The spirit is fucking free to do what the spirit wants to fucking do, right? So if the spirit is free to do what the spirit wants to do, you automatically assume that the body is one with the spirit. So if the spirit is over there, you know, capitalizing on the connection, you automatically assume that the connection that the spirit has decided that you could do it, right? Just follow me down this rabbit hole for a second. You automatically assume that because the spirit has the freedom to do what the spirit wants, because it has no boundaries, that the flesh can do what it wants. So you're like, oh shit, I'm motherfucking invisible. I can do what I want. Without taking a second to think about the connections of the physical body. The flesh is a prison. The flesh has established different connections with other people and has to now abide by the rules of the flesh. Okay? So just because the spirit is free, don't mean your ass is free. You still have a lot of lessons to learn. You still got to go through so many motherfucking tests and trials and tribulations. Like my last lifetime, bitch, I was a dancer in Cuba. I don't know which lifetime this was, but I was a dancer. This man found me and I was working at a nightclub in I would say Washington. I would say Washington or somewhere, Chicago or I don't know. I was working at a nightclub, and anyway, he found me and was like, "Hey, you know, do you want to dance?" And I was like, "Of course. That's the only thing I've ever wanted to do is dance." And I've shut myself out from dancing a lot. Like I fucking say, fuck this shit. I'm not dancing because obviously dancing gets me into trouble. So I basically, long story short, followed him to Cuba, got set up there, started dancing, became very fucking popular dancing. And I don't mean nasty dancing. I mean just like regular free spirit, spiritual dance. Where I would when I dance, I pull things from the highest reaches of the universe and I pass it out. So if, I was going to talk about this too. Ooh. So the man, they have to use a pot to manifest. They got to use a physical pot, like most witches brews. You know, you got to use a yangaga. You got to use a pot to manifest. My womb is a pot. So I don't need to have an external pot to manifest. I can manifest within my own womb. All I need is a seed to incubate. And once I get a seed, then I can make whatever I want, you know. So long story short, in Cuba, we end up linking together, we end up connecting. we end up making loves. Knowing damn well he got a whole ass family and a whole ass wife. And this has gotten me in trouble in my past lives. Because I just trust, you know, I don't discriminate. I just trust everybody. I just trust everything. I'm like, everything's gonna work out perfect. So we ended up linking and I got pregnant. I got pregnant, which scared the fuck out of me because I was like, how am I gonna dance now if I'm pregnant? And then like he ended up trying to comfort me overnight or something like that. And then, you know, because I was a guest in their home. I was a guest in his wife's home. And shit, I don't care about letting out my dirty deeds. This is a past life. I learned my motherfucking lesson. So, what happened? Oh, so I was laying down. I was crying. We accidentally fell asleep in the bed, y'all. So his wife wake up in the morning looking for him. She go in my room and he is laying down with me. Nothing's happening, no sexiness, no nothing, but the sheer audacity. She got mad. She grabbed the gun. She came back upstairs. She shot my ass. She shot my ass. In this past life, I remember it because I had a vision to confirm that shit. The whole scenario, and all I heard was a scream and a pop and a beep. So my ass lost a child, a lover, a career, a career, and my life over Osiris energy. Over Osiris energy. I'm telling you. And you know, I get back to this point in time because I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm not going back there. If this is how life is, well, I'd rather just work in the spirit. Somebody motherfucking conjured my ass. I was so mad. Oh, I was so mad. I was swimming like a mermaid or some shit like that. I was chilling. And I was going to this deep part of the lake of the Nile, or the ocean, or the Nile River. I was actually in there. I don't know how the fuck I got there, but I was in the Nile, and I went down, and I was hanging out with crocodiles. The people with crocodiles got head crocodiles. I was hanging out with them. And some motherfucker conjured my ass. And I had to come back here and do it again. I'm like, how come I gotta fucking help? I helped a lot. I've done a lot of spiritual work for a lot of people without them knowing, or with them knowing. You know, I've done a lot. I don't feel like I should have to continue to do this all the lifetime. Shit. But after that, you know, vision of Cuba and stuff, I'm like, damn, I better back the fuck off of any motherfuckers Osiris energy, because Jack and Jill broke their crown. Motherfucking Romeo and Juliet, one drank motherfucking poison, and the other woke up and drank the poison. Osiris and Isis, Set killed Osiris and chopped his ass up. Like, what? Tell me if that is not a divine story of back the fuck up. Cause ain't no true inner true love is gonna be like, no true love is gonna be like, you gotta die over it every lifetime. Nah, I don't believe that shit. No, my mom. But yeah, I don't believe that every fucking lifetime you gotta motherfucking die for the person you love. I'm no ride or die. I've been a ride or die my whole fucking existence. I'm focusing on me. I'm gonna rechannel that Isis energy and I'm gonna get whatever the fuck I want. I'm gonna use my pot and I'm gonna get what I want. But it's not gonna be the Osiris energy. I'm gonna let that energy just sit over there. I'm gonna let it sit and stew. Maybe next lifetime. But I'm not dying over that shit this one. I put him back together. I put that energy back together. I took a lot of the sun's fucking energy from the crown of the sun and electrified it back into the earth with love vibrations. So now it's more about conquering this motherfucking earth. I'm gonna conquer this motherfucking earth. I'm gonna take over from a energetic level. Done. And do from there. You know? Yeah. I'm gonna go back to the moon. Start that motherfucking ship. And start bringing all of my children back into one atmosphere. People don't know there's a billion fucking Earths. And how many got blown up? There's so many Earths that got blown up and nobody remember. That's on them. Anyway, I'm just you okay? Okay? I'm just stuck on this Osiris energy because it feels like how does it feel? It feels like I'm kind of like giving up in a sense. And that is not me. I don't give up on love. I write that shit to the ground. I write that shit to the fucking ground when it comes to love. However, most of the time I negate the fact that when I'm on my mission, I'm affecting hella other people's lives and I'm upsetting the space-time continuum by breaking hearts. And that's not who I am. I don't break hearts. I fix them. I go deep into the core of the heart. I figure out the electrical problem because most of the time it's been turned off by when you get your heart broke. Most of the time, even when you're young, you get your heart broke by somebody. You don't know that you need an electrical spark to reignite that heart. And the electrical spark is like a thunderbolt. So I don't give up on love and I don't give up on Osiris. I don't give up on him. I just continue to maintain that the connection is more spiritual than physical. And that's fine with me. That's okay. Shit. Now that I saw how most of the time it just ends in death, I'm like, I'm okay. I'm okay with that energy being strictly spiritual. Fine. From the love energy that I've already received from him, I've already created new pyramids, brand new pyramids. All I got to do is drop them down. I've created a brand new infrastructure for the Galactic Federation, a new infrastructure for them to get back and forth from the Earth with no hassle. With this energy, I've already created military weapons that rival most Galaxy's weapons because I used it from a balanced situation that like only when the person deserves it will the weapon work. If the person doesn't deserve it, the weapon won't work. I mean, like all of these things are spiritual, and if you find a way to bring that shit down to the physical and connect the two, you can create it on the physical. But right now, I'm okay being in the spiritual realm creating. I'm okay with that shit. I created this one pyramid that's all gold, 100% gold, and it channels energy directly from the sun, right? And then from the side of the pyramid, it sends out voice memos from the sun. So it downloads the sun's voice and passes it out on a lower vibration so everyone can hear. I can't do that without Osiris. I can't create without him. So mirror meets mirror. 9669. I'm going to continue to connect the spiritual bodies together. Nobody's gonna stop me there. You know, I'm still going motherfucking. That's my husband. Like, he's my husband in the spiritual realm. I'm gonna do what I want to do. As for the physical, I I see you, physical world. I see you, Matrix. And I raise you 20 because I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I have everything that I need in this moment. Except I gotta clean the fucking house because I've been sick for a few days. And I mean sick like headache. Rebirthing a lot of shit. I've been on a birthing mission. And always when I birth, sometimes it comes out of my belly. Sometimes it's coming out of a womb. Sometimes if it's a big energy like the sun and all that kind of energy, it comes out of my head. So I have headaches for a while. And it really sucks, but I always feel like I'm dying. My head is on fire. I'm dying. It's the hardest energy to birth. Is some of these men who have read so many fucking books, like their head is heavy. They have so much knowledge that they don't know what to do with it. Their libraries in themselves. Like, these are the people who are supposed to be like presidents, and these are the people who are supposed to be like chiefs and rulers on the land and kings and shit. These motherfuckers have read all the books and consumed all the knowledge because they have an understanding that we are in a spiritual war. We got to figure out what the sequences are, and you can only do that by reading. So I apologize to Osiris. I apologize. Look, let me look at you. I'm sorry that I worry you and things like that. But I'm now coming to the understanding that rechanneling my energy is very important for the future because I need to build dynasties. I need to build dynasties because I don't know how long I'm going to be here. You know, I'm having heart palpitations, blood issues, and all this other stuff. Who knows? You know? So I need to build it up for the future for the children so that maybe in a billion years we could try this again. We could try this again. You know? Because most people don't really know who I am. Like last night I got on a live and you know, someone said I was an agent or something like that, or like I was an agent. I'm just like, damn, like, can't you tap into your deep subconscious and be like, oh shit, something's up with her. But people want like egos, and I don't feel like talking to a lot of people and having them question me. It just makes me want to like, I don't like it. I don't like when people question me. It turns me into an angry bear. Like, prove yourself. If you are this energy, then prove yourself. If you're a goddess, prove yourself. And so I tell them, I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do? You want me to be a magician? I can make a rainbow out of nothing. Do you want to see? With God as the sunlight at my back, you can see who I am. I have an eye. The eye of Red, the eye of Ra pops up. Isn't that enough proof for y'all? No, it's not. They want you to put on a show and dance, and I'm like, damn, I'm not your monkey. I created you. And another one I had, a vision that I had was, I was in this room where I was sitting on a chair, and there was all these little boys, little kids, climbing on me. They were climbing on me and, you know, playing. And then the father walks into the room and says, okay, guys, it's time to go. And I was like, where are you taking my boys? Where are you taking my sons? Like, you can't take them anywhere. I was like, just because it has the same DNA as you doesn't mean that I can't be privy in on a decision. And he's like, they have to go to Earth now. And I was like, no, Earth kills the boys. Earth kills them. If they're smart enough, no, I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to see them lost in a fucking cycle. I was so mad. I was like, I'm not going to see my sons lost in a fucking cycle on Earth of death. And he goes, you have to. And I got so mad, I started to shake the whole top of the ether. When I shook the top of ether, the ground started moving. And he was like, calm down, calm down. And I started crying because I was like, you're not going to take my boys. And the boys started to jump on me and just like hide behind me. And he goes, we don't have much time. We have to save the Earth. And the boys have to be the one to do it. I said, they're not old enough. They aren't old enough. They need time to perfect all of this knowledge that I'm passing to them. Anyway, the father ends up winning and taking the boys, and I was so sad. I was crying for days, you know. And I ended up having to come back to Earth in this point in time to be an anchor for them, you know, to clean up on the back end. If they want to, they spread the knowledge, spread the light. They spread the knowledge, they spread the light, and I clean up on the back end. But it's hard because a lot of them died. And for me, I'm like at the funerals trying to wake them up. But because they're doing the conjuring and stuff, most of the boys are stuck in places where I can't get them. So let's just say that you're working against another priest or babalawo or whatever. You're conjuring stuff because that babalawo pissed you off or this person pissed you off. Well, there's certain spells that they could do to capture your soul and not let you out for millions and millions of years until somebody finds you. So I go on my own war paths and try to steal those souls back and teach them how to use this energy. Here you go, chocolate milk. enjoy. Anyway, that's all. That's all I have for right now. I'm going to take my hair down and relax today. I send healing energy to Osiris. Heal him, you know, and I kind of turned off my vision of the future, you know. I turned off the visions of the future because I want to be in the present. Like, I want to learn to love everything that's here and now, so that in the future I could look back and be like, oh man, those were the good times, you know? Those are the good old days when all I did was sit on the motherfucking couch and talk, you know? But a new earth is coming, you know? And that takes birth. That takes the most intelligent minds to collectively sew that shit together. Because if you think about it from this perspective, let's say Osiris flipped the script. Isis dies and is split into many pieces. We'll say the many pieces are the continents of the earth. The many pieces of Isis are scattered across, and it's Isis who is split. And Osiris has to be the one this lifetime to put Isis back together. And the energy is energetically linking the grid and turning on the grid to reawaken her true power, her highest form. But we got to look at the grid. We got to go down to Pompeii. We got to move over to the Aztecs. Then you got to move through to, you know, the Middle East. You got to look at it. Go back to Africa. Look at the mounds and the pyramids in Africa. Then you come to the U.S. You look at the mounds and the pyramids in the U.S. and there's a lot more than what people think. Because over time, the land has been corroded and covered the pyramids. Like, there's one out here in Washington. You could see it clear as motherfucking day, right next to a sleeping giant. And we just sit in the foot of the sleeping giant. We sitting at the motherfucking foot of a sleeping giant. And we got to tie that all together. And then you look at you just look at all of them, and you have to figure out the holes in the paradigm. And that is contained within memory, which is water. Water has a very strong energy to power the grid. The only way to power the grid is through water. Finding a way to connect energetically all of these monuments, you know, because the United States and these fake ass corporations, they have legitly stolen everything from the natives. They've stolen everything from the children of this land. Everything. If you think about the connection between all of these monuments as being crucial parts of the skeleton of the mother. Let's just say that. The skeleton. It's very crucial and very important that we understand that the grid can be done on a small scale by connecting consciousness between humans. And connecting consciousness means telepathy. telepathy between everybody. You know, I said that I wasn't going to come back on this live because nobody showed up on the 30th of December. But I'm here. I'm passing out information. So another thing is very important is the stars. The stars have shifted, but I don't know if anybody noticed. The stars have shifted. The Big Dipper, the Little Dipper, all of this star constellations has shifted. Even if it's one little iota, it's shifted. So now it's up to us on the earth to realign the grid with the shift. And when we realign the grid with the shift in the sky, as above, so below, the, what's it called? The gods and the goddesses that are in the higher part of the realm pass maps through the stars for us to look up and realign our energies accordingly. So they realigned it through a new there's a new governing body in the stars. A new head and a new tail has been associated in the stars, and you can see it clear as day. But down here, we're still in the same old paradigm. So you're going to get one of two things going to happen. Either one, there's going to be a cancellation of government, and there's going to be a live broadcast where every computer shuts down and says, my fellow Americans or whatever, everyone across the road, there has been a new change in and you'll see an emergency broadcast. Or two, you're going to see a world war. You're going to see a world war. You hungry? So, one of the two has to happen. And then based on one of the two happening, we will know what timeline we're on. Based on one of the two happening, you'll know which timeline we're on. If we've made it to the broadcast, fucking hallelujah. If we've made it to the world war, I hope we split this earth off because it's going to end bad. I hope we could move this earth over and let the negativity do its thing and blow itself up, because I don't want to be here. I've already seen it. I've already been there. I saw the atom bomb coming. I saw the fucking mass destruction. I saw what they did to the earth again out of ego and fucking problems. I saw this shit. And I don't want to see it again. How many fucking times I've been time traveling through back and forth to try and fix it. I'm not going to do it no more. I'm not going to stop anything. I'm just going to let it do what it do. But we got these two things. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Just worries me when I have a dream that Seattle has a bomb dropped on it. We got to go to the desert. You know, that kind of shit just sits weird with me. Because I'm like, which channel are we on? How can we turn the channel, Jesus? Since you know it all, Jesus, where are we going? But yeah. The last thing I want to do is worry Osiris. Yep. That's it.